Kahea na omakua na la'a holoholona na kupuna me ka'ua kaukeia. Kokua ka'ua malama pu'uwai hamama manao hamama. Mahalo nui loa ko aloha palena ole mene mene palena ole. Mahalo nui loa kako. Mahalo nui loa. E amama. Aloha and welcome to today's first episode of I Am Aloha. My name is Mei, and I'm also called Tita Mei Ola, which is the name that I was given on Kauai, Hawaii, from some native Hawaiians. And it's a name I like to have. It's a title as sister. Tita is sister. And I like it because it gives me the feeling of being part of the Hawaiian ohana. And that gives me the connection to them. Especially because the Hawaiian philosophy has been the one philosophy that has helped me to deal with a lot of things, a lot of stress, has helped me how to get out of the drama in my life. But not just that. I also have I also have learned shamanism, core shamanism to be exact, and some energy work called healing magnetism, and also Reiki. Some of you might know Reiki as well. And yeah, those are kind of like the basis of what I do. And I wanted to start this podcast to teach you a few of the things that I have learned throughout my path. Some tips and tricks on how to get rid of old patterns, old emotions that you don't want to have anymore, that you feel like are not good for you anymore, to find out where some problems might lie and how to deal with them and how to transform them for yourself to, become a better person for yourself. And also how to call in the things that you want to have in your life. This is all with the goal that maybe at one point even have you feel like saying I am Aloha, and which means I am love. It actually combines with the I am from Saint Germain and the Aloha from the Hawaiians, because I believe those two things go in one together as being the I am, the one thing that is good for us to realize that we actually exist. We are energetic kinds of beings, and we are love. That's where we come from, and that's where we're going to go back, and that's what we miss in our lives, and that's why we try to find it. So I hope I can give you some tips and tricks on how to get back to that path. For the beginning today, I wanted to start with some breathing techniques. Nothing heavy, just 2 different kinds, because I think that you can choose whichever feels better for you. One is a Hawaiian one, and the other one is an Indian one, I believe. I know the Hawaiian name is Piko Piko for the breathing pattern I'm going to be teaching you. The one from the Indian one, I don't dare to actually say it because I think I'm going to say it wrong, so I'm not going to say it. But those of you who know Indian culture or Indian breathing techniques from your yoga sessions, you might know this breathing technique. So, but I'm going to get started with the Hawaiian one first. That one is basically putting your attention to 2 points of your body. One, when you breathe in, you put your attention to your crown chakra, and when you breathe out, when you exhale, you put your attention to your belly button. For those of you who don't know, the crown chakra is basically the highest point on your head, the one that connects us to our higher selves. Each one of us is connected somehow through that highest point. That's why it's called the crown chakra. I like that name especially because it's kind of like every one of us is wearing an invisible crown, because to remind us that we're all royals, that we're all kings and queens out there. And we need to remind ourselves. So just by using the word crown chakra, you're already there. So you put your attention when you inhale to your crown chakra, and when you exhale to your belly button, which are two major points for the Hawaiians. There are several more, but those are like the first ones we're going to deal with for now. And you basically imagine, well, what I think helps is not just putting your attention on those points. If that works for you, just do that. But maybe you want to have go a little bit deeper, and you're going to try to imagine how energy enters your body through your head, through your crown chakra. When you inhale, that energy fills your whole body, and then when you exhale through your belly button, it just pours out. So I like this breathing technique because it helps you kind of like get the feeling like you're cleansing your body with that energy, or filling up your body with energy. You know, like imagining you can, this is all like, it depends on how you imagine things. So if you imagine you're pulling energy in from your higher self or from the universe, that can help you to get a boost of energy into your body. And at the same time, you can even imagine how this energy cleanses you. And when you exhale through your belly button, it kind of takes everything away. So that helps you, especially for stress situations. Like, for example, at work, if you're getting angry at someone while driving, or if you're just at work, someone does something you didn't want to do, or at home, your neighbor has been bothering you with something. You take this 3 deep breaths in this way. You will see that it calms you down, that it brings you down into the moment, and then you start relaxing a little bit, and it gives you a way of centering yourself or of grounding yourself for a couple of minutes. And you don't even need much of it. Really, you're going to see, if you practice this, you're going to see that after only 3 breaths, you're already mellowing down a little bit, being more conscious of yourself, being a little bit more mindful. The more and more you practice this, you'll see that you'll get more mindful with yourself, bring yourself into the moment, be able to actually deal with what's around you in a way that you can like see what kind of people are actually interacting with you, and why are you being angry, for example, or why are you being stressed? Because sometimes it helps us to just take a step back, or just take a step to the side of ourselves, to see a bigger picture of the whole situation, and to calm down in a different kind of way and find better solutions for whatever solution we're kind of finding. And what I find also helps a lot in this kind of way is that with concentrating on this breathing, even if it's just 3 inhales and exhales, it gives you those seconds of being in the moment, like really being in the present moment for a few seconds. And just that helps you to really calm down, to find your strength. Because I think that one of the reasons that we stress out, or that we get angry with something, or that we get bothered by things, is because we are not right now in the moment. We're so much in the future, or so much in the past, depending on who you are, because there's different kinds of people. Some people are really constantly in the future, and some of them are constantly in the past, or some of them mix up all the time. But the times that you're actually in the now, in the present, is really rare in our society in general, because we're made to think a little bit too much of what am I going to do tomorrow? What is going to happen in 2 days? Or, what happened 3 weeks ago that hurt me a lot, and then you mellow in your pain. But once you get into the moment of now, that helps you a lot more. So this breathing technique kind of gets you into that. The second breathing technique, the one that I can't really name, I like to use in combination with this one, but I'm going to teach you first how it works, and then you can decide by yourself if you want to use them combined or separate. So the idea of the normal breathing is just that now you have to time your breathing pattern. It means I breathe in in 4 counts, meaning I inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, then I hold my breath for again 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I exhale to 8, which means exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then inhale again 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if you don't like the 4 count, you can choose 3 or 5 or whichever number suits you best. What I usually suggest is the first time, just inhale normally and count how long you need to inhale fully. Once you've done that, you take the same number for the holding of your breath and then do double of it, which means both times exhaling, like exhaling really slow. You don't actually need to like slow yourself down because you're just gonna be, it's just gonna be slower than the inhaling. I like this breathing pattern. I learned it when I was doing free diving. When I learned to do free diving, because I wanted to learn that to learn even more how to calm myself down. And that was really great because it actually helped me to hold my breath really, really longer than before that. So for that, you do the technique 5 to 7 minutes, which is not the time usually every one of us have. So what I do is just like I told you earlier, I combine it with the pico pico, meaning that when I inhale, I concentrate on energy flowing in through my crown chakra. When I hold my breath, I imagine this whole energy expanding into my body and going through my body, taking its time. And then when I exhale, I imagine the whole energy exhaling through my belly button. So those two things in combination, I like very much. As for this Indian breathing technique, I actually met one guy from India once, and he told me that he actually uses this kind of breathing techniques for when he goes hiking and has like a feeling of that he, like when you get exhausted and you feel like you can't walk on, you can't keep on hiking anymore. So he takes his time to like 5 to 10 minutes, just breathe in this breathing pattern. And he says that helps him more than coffee or anything else. He can just get up and keep on walking. And that gives himself this boost of energy, and he can just walk on and he can just keep on working. So the same thing you can actually use like throughout the day if you're exhausted in the afternoon from working a lot or whatever you have been doing. If you need a short-term boost for yourself, then just go into the breathing pattern for a while, depending on how much time you have, and then then just enjoy and try it out. Maybe it will help you and help you to keep on going and to do whatever you're doing. And that has both benefits. On one hand, your body gets filled up with a lot of air, and on the other hand, you have time to like take a step back, be by yourself, and just feel into the situation you've been, and so that you can just look at it a little bit differently maybe. And like I said, again, you don't usually have to do like the full 5 to 10 minutes. I think the minimum should be like 3 inhales and exhales, because the number of 3 seems to be very important. And sometimes just that, like taking 3 deep breaths just helps you. And by not just doing the 3 deep breaths just like that, but using your consciousness to actually shift your attention to your crown and to your belly, and then to this energy flowing through your body, even if it's only for 3 inhales and exhales, you're going to see a difference in yourself and how you perceive everything around you. So that was the starter one for this first episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. I have one last thing that I'd like to give you. I don't want to call it homework because homework has this negative thing of working to it, but it's just a small suggestion or practice that I'd like to give you for our next podcast episode, and that so that you can understand better what I'm going to be talking about then. I want you to imagine in the next 24 hours, and maybe 48, but I think 24 are going to be enough. Imagine a purple leaf. I know it's not real. There are no purple leaves in real life. But I just want you to imagine a purple leaf of any kind of tree, of any kind of plant, actually. No, but I think trees are easier to imagine. So if you have a favorite tree, just imagine its leaves and what they would look like in purple. And do that for the next 24 hours. Just whenever you can, think about it. Think of me and think of what this purple leaf would look like. And then there will be a point where you will actually see one. That can be a painted one in a book. That can be an actual purple leaf somewhere lying around, or that can be that you're on the internet browsing around a little bit, or that you're watching TV and somewhere you will see this purple leaf. So I think when you do, take a picture of it just to remind yourself. But if you can, just do that. I think you will know more in the next podcast, but do that for the next 24 hours. I think 24 will be enough to actually find it in your surroundings. And if not, then maybe take 48 hours. But I think 24 should be enough. So that was it from today. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week when it's again, I am Aloha with Tita Mei Ola. Have a blessed week. Aloha mahalo, ahui ho. Thanks a lot for tuning in again. I hope you were able to have some good takeaways for yourself. Please don't forget to subscribe to my podcast, and if you'd like to receive some information about actual energies and more inspirational information, sign up to my newsletter. You can find the link on my website www.iamaloha.de. I am looking forward to talk to you again next time, and until then, aloha mahalo, e ho'omaikai kako, e ahui ho.